Welcome to One Girl in All the World, a Buffy the Vampire Slayer rewatch podcast where we recap each episode in order and discuss. I'm Ashley, Buffy super fan.
Kimmy, Buffy newbie.
You can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube and Instagram, with new episodes on Tuesdays. You think after all these episodes I'd have that? I have like half of them memorized, but I still have to read it. Oh, right. So we are talking about Gone today. Initial reactions, initial thoughts.
I liked it actually. Like, it wasn't amazing. It wasn't like, because I feel like we had some episodes where we got a lot, and this episode was, I don't want to call it a palate cleanser, but it wasn't like, it didn't have a lot of forward momentum, but I still really liked it actually.
It definitely was more of a palate cleanser than we've had, like,
Yes,
almost this season.
And like, I feel like a lot of the time I don't like the palate cleanser episodes. Like, I find them a little boring, or I don't know what, but like, I like this one.
It's funny because you talk about like TV in the like late 90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s, even like later than that. This is when TV had 22 episodes a season. Like, that doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. Now it's, I love my Netflix shows that are like 8 to 10 episodes. I also love it when it's like, that's it. Standalone, 8 to 10 episodes, and we're done. Love that stuff.
You mean like one there's no second season? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, so like a miniseries.
Yes, I like miniseries because then I don't have to wait for something else.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna,
God forbid it gets canceled, and then you're like,
that actually happened. That happened to something I was watching. Mindhunter got canceled. Those.
Oh my God!
Why would they do that? That was such a good show. I haven't ran into a single person that was like, "Yeah, I'm so glad it got canceled."
No, Mindhunter is amazing, and that did hurt. That one hurt for sure, especially when it's not like they didn't expect something to get canceled, and then they don't have time to like. They didn't have the foresight or the time to wrap it up. So it just left forever.
Exactly.
Forever. We have to just live with it.
Exactly.
Yes, it's painful. So, yeah, you could not literally like really tell a season story in 22 episodes without like filling some space up. You know what I mean? Like, because if you took out all the filler episodes and you like really tightened the other episodes, you like think about how like fast paced and insane the season would be. So it would be insane.
Well, they just do a lot more. I feel like with
there's just so much episodes.
These episodes now, or these seasons now that are like 8 to 10 episodes or whatever, they're not doing as much.
Yeah, I just don't think we have the patience for 22 episodes anymore.
I think you're right. I think we're just like we're the now generation.
Yeah.
Like, we want things quick. I mean, I just said that myself. I like 8 to 10 standalone. Like, I don't.
Yeah. Well, everything gets tightened up so much more. Like, things happen and like, so that's just not how TV was then. Yeah. So we have these kind of like,
and I enjoyed it at the time.
Not saying this is a throwaway episode, but you have those in that time. So we just didn't even know that's not how TV was. Like, that's how it is now. Okay. So yeah. From the format of TV, then not every episode's going to have forward momentum. A lot of it anyway. Okay. So Gone originally aired January 8th, 2002, written and directed by David Fury. I think this is the first of 3 episodes that he wrote and directed.
Okay.
So, and the synopsis is Buffy's effort to help Willow's recovery are disrupted with a run-in with an intrusive social worker and a spat with Spike. Then she's mistakenly zapped by invisibility ray wielded by Jonathan Warren and Andrew. At least she gets a new hairdo.
Oh yeah.
Yes. All right. So we start at Buffy's and doing a magical clearance. So everything must go that can in any way be used in a spell. So candle, and Dawn's like helping.
Dawn's like, why do we have to get rid of the candles?
She's like, they're just candles. And she's like, to me and you, Buffy says, to me and you, they're candles. To witches, they're like a magical bong.
We can't have any magic paraphernalia.
Nothing. Willow does tell her that there's 2 crystals over in that thing on the peacock on the table. That was Tara's stuff. Yeah. So she's letting them know like things that are like not obvious, like are hidden.
She seems very different this episode.
Yeah, she seems like committed.
I feel like I was a little mean to her last episode, and I'm feeling a lot more compassion for her this episode.
Okay, you weren't mean, but
I mean, I was kind of mean.
No, you weren't mean, but we'll see what happens with her. So she's like, everything's got to go. And
even
then
the Cocopelli fertility statue.
Cocopelli, and which John is also upset about. And so they're
Those
downstairs, and Buffy's like,
moms.
no, anything that we have to get rid, we have to get rid of anything that could like trigger her
No
and like
reminders.
remind her.
Yeah.
And then she's like looking through the couch, and she
Speaking of
finds not more magical stuff, but
things
that
that
would have
can
been a good,
trigger people, yes, I was wrong.
yeah.
It was Spike's
I mean,
lighter. Yeah.
yeah, but that was like a very good guess. You could have said that because she was finding magical stuff all over the
There's
house.
no
So
way I was going to guess.
yeah,
There's no way I was going
it
to
just
guess
kind of supposed to be
lighter.
just like a random question. It's not supposed to really, the fact that you get so many right that you do.
I was going to say, sometimes you do ask random questions and I get them right, though. It's very exciting.
So, yeah. Highlight of your week.
It is.
Yeah, so the question was, what does she find in the couch cushions or in the couch? And she finds Spike's lighter. And she's like, yep, we can't have that. She's holding it. She's like, we can't have any reminders or whatever. And she throws it in the box to like get thrown away or whatever.
Dear. Oh, dear.
Can't have that. So at the trio's lair, Warren is making something with that diamond. So it's like a big
It's like he's looking at the diamond. Yeah.
Yeah, he's put the diamond in the top of
diamond-powered
something.
gun or something.
Yeah. And we find out they test it on a chair, and it goes off and it turns the chair invisible. So it's an invisibility ray. And Jonathan sits in it. They're like, whoa, this is amazing. This is so cool. And he goes to like test it again. Jonathan thinks he's going to turn him invisible, but it reverses it, and the chair goes back to normal. And then Warren talks about how they're going to be unstoppable. Okay, we go to the credits and we come back, and it's in the morning. Buffy is getting Dawn ready for
Trying to get her ready for school. Dawn's being kind of bratty.
Yeah, she obviously holds Willow very responsible.
Yes.
And Dawn has her arm in a sling. So
yeah, so she did
still obviously
hurt herself. Yep.
got that going on. And she's mad at she's giving Buffy the kind of the cold shoulder. And Willow tries to be like, "Oh, I made you breakfast" or whatever, and she's like ignoring her.
Yeah.
And Willow says, "Why is she being so upset with you? Like me, I get." And she says, like, "'Cause I let it happen. I was too busy with my life. I didn't see what you were going through and all this."
Well, how could Buffy have known that was going on, honestly?
And she's mad. So they're talking about that, and then Spike barges in the door.
He's so funny. Like he runs in, it's daylight, so his coat's on, he's smoking.
Got his blankie.
Like, oh, it's just out for a stroll.
Got his blankie. Said, "Oh, I just came to look for my lighter. I lost it."
Oh yeah, right. Yes.
So I thought maybe it was here.
Mm-hmm.
And Buffy's immediately like, "Haven't seen it." No, what? What are you talking about? Nope. And then Willow says she's gonna go dress. She's like very like still tired and everything. So she goes, and Buffy's like, "You're so lame, Spike, for pretending like, yeah, I'll be here for your lighter. You're just coming here to like try to see me." And yeah, so he just like immediately is like, "Ooh, la, la, la," like hitting on her.
He starts calling her these little nicknames, Pet, which I didn't like because that's what he called Drusilla, right?
Yeah.
And he says Sweetheart, which is very generic. But then he lands on Goldilocks, which is
because he's always loved. He says, "I love his hair."
Cute. Yeah,
and he's made several comments about her hair,
it
like before he even knew he loved her. Mm-hmm. He's like, she's driving me crazy, like in my head with that shampoo commercial hair, and he's talked about her hair several times. So yes, he's got a thing for her hair. And then Xander walks in and kind of shoves him away. And
he's like, "You're a complete loser trying to mac on Buffy, so like stop it."
Yeah, he's like, only like a complete he says like airhead or something like that, like Harmony, or a complete cuckoo like Drusilla. And Buffy's like, "Okay." Time to get this down to school. So they take off, and Dawn is still mad. She's like, "Maybe we'll find time to get me into another car accident." Like she's very mad at Buffy. But when they open the door, there's a lady there.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, hi, I'm Doris. I'm from Children's Social Services." And she says, "Oh yeah, we have an appointment on Wednesday."
And Buffy's like, "It's not like I thought our appointment was Wednesday." And then they're like, "Well, it is Wednesday."
It is Wednesday. Oops. Shoot. Okay. Shoot. So they take off.
Yep.
And Doris comes in, and they walk in, and Spike's sitting there like, "Are we going to talk about this or not?" And she's like, "Get out of here, like get out of here." And he doesn't like realize what's happening.
That's an important person. Yeah.
And he's like, "I'll wait." She's like, "I have company." He's like, "I'll wait." And she's like, this nice lady is from social services. And he like jumps up. He's like, oh,
Buffy's a
yes,
great mom.
Buffy's a great mom. She takes great care of her little sis. I was just sweet. He like
It was very
tries to like
sweet.
put a good impression. He like, knows this is serious, And then, he's like, oh yeah, when Dawn was hanging out too much in my crypt, and then he just like bombs. He's like, excuse me? And Buffy has to like cover up for him.
Crib.
She's like, he's leaving. Yeah, crib. These kids in the street
his
slang.
house. Yeah.
And then she's like, go, like leave now. He's like, my blanket. I can't leave now. So she gives him his blanket and is like, just freaking go. Like it's like, oh, does he sleep here? Oh, she's like, oh, he's your boyfriend. He's like, not my boyfriend.
Like, no.
Does he
does
sleep
not
here?
sleep here. No,
he just has a comfort thing with his blanket.
It's fine. It's totally fine. A grown man's
Nobody lives
blanket.
here but me and Dawn. And then Willow calls down, I'm gonna take a nap, Buffy. She's like, okay.
She's like, right, my friend who is kind of staying with us.
Right, my friend there. She's like, oh, you live with another woman? She's like,
not like
no,
that.
It's not a gay thing. Like, we don't gay. Like, she's gay, which is fine, but we don't gay. Now, there's nothing wrong with being gay. And then she's like, sees the box on the table. This is all just snowballing so badly. And she picks it up, and there's like looks like weed in it. And she's like, it's
that
this.
Is not
like,
what you think it is.
It's not what you think. It's magic weed. It's not mine.
Oh my god. It's so bad.
And so Doris doesn't even get past really the threshold of the house before she's just like, I've seen enough.
She's like, I'm good.
I am going to put you on probation. And if you don't because Dawn is like always missing school, her grades are down, she's always late.
Yeah.
And if her things don't turn around, that she's going to recommend that Buffy's guardianship over Dawn be stripped.
Yeah.
And then she leaves. And Buffy's just like,
how did this just happen?
Oh my God.
Like, how can okay, so she's, like she's still trying to figure life out with her mom dead. Giles is gone. And now she's dealing with Willow and this stuff going on with that. And what's going on with Spike. And then, hi, this now too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is there any more we can deal with?
Yeah.
Oh, and she's still coming back from the dead.
That's right. Yeah. Forget about that. And Spike's there and he's like, didn't go well. And she's like, just get out of here. And he's like, I thought you'd want to talk about it because obviously that didn't go well. Mm-hmm. And she's like, well, you just leave. And he gets all mad. And then he's like, I just came for my lighter. And he reaches into her pocket and cakes it out. So she went back into the box and took the lighter out and put it in her pocket. And so he like took it out. And he's like, and then he leaves. And she's just like, oh, like she just had it. So she goes up to her room and is like really having a breakdown kind of. Yeah. And she looks at her hair and she like thinks about like Spike. Like,
well, and just he had just called her Goldilocks right before she went upstairs too.
Yeah. And so she goes full Britney Spears.
Not full Britney Spears. Well, she cuts her hair.
No, she doesn't shave her hair off, but she goes the Britney Spears route and just takes some blunt scissors and starts chopping her hair off. Hacking her hair off. So I'm like right to the hair salon where the lady's like, I think I can work with this. Like, what would you like me to do? And Buffy's all like, her hair is all ragged and stuff. And she's like, just make me different. So.
Yeah, she doesn't say make it look good or like.
Yeah, just make me look different.
Or like, yeah, I was just like, damn.
Did you notice that to me, it was very obvious that Sarah Michelle Gellar was wearing a wig in the beginning of this episode?
No.
Okay. She definitely was wearing a wig. So she had already cut her hair.
So she'd already cut her hair.
Okay. Yeah, she'd already cut her hair.
Do you think she had to ask? Like, how does that work? Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, she did ask. Yeah, like, usually, like, if you're doing, like, a big haircut like that, you have to, like...
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, so they worked it into the script. Mm. So, in an alley near... Kind of like an alley, yeah. Andrew and Jonathan and Warren are taking out their new toy, and they're going into a bikini wax place. So they're going to make themselves invisible. They're standing in front of that and go in there and creep on. Yeah, creep on women.
So gross.
It's very gross. And they're fighting over who's going to be invisible. And Jonathan and Andrew are fighting over it. And it goes off, and it hits Buffy, who's leaving the hair salon. Of course, it also hits like a dumpster, a fire hydrant, like a cone, like a construction cone. So it like kind of bounces off things. And they're like, oh no, like worst possible outcome.
Yeah.
Then at the magic box, Anya and Xander are looking at their seating chart for the
tables.
Wedding. Yeah, their seating chart. And they're kind of arguing about where to put Buffy, if they're going to invite DeHoffrin, which is Anya's old boss from being a vengeance demon. And then Buffy comes in, is talking to them, and they're like, "What? Hello?" And she's like, "I'm invisible." And they're like, I like when Xander says, "Oh, are you feeling ignored lately?"
Oh
Because
yeah.
remember in
Yeah.
season
Yeah.
one, I think it was season
I
one,
don't okay. That's what
when
happened to him.
Marcy felt ignored, she
Yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, this isn't a Marcy." She's like, "I wish I felt ignored." Um, he says, "I cut my hair. I cut my hair. I was coming out of there, and then
And then Anya's all like, "Oh, like tell me more about that."
yeah, it just sounds adorable."
Yeah.
And then
Xander's
she
like,
actually picks up
focus.
these, yeah, she picks up these like balls and like makes them look like her eyes, so we can kind of like see where she is. And she's talking with a skull, and like she's like
She's having fun.
having a great time. Yeah, she's having a great time. And Xander's like, "Focus, like this is
We need to
serious," and
fix
she's
this. Yeah.
couldn't be less serious about it. Um, and then she's like, "Oh well," Xander says, "I should probably go to where you became invisible to look for clues." Buffy says, "Yeah, I'll go for a walk. I'm gonna clear my head, go for a walk." And he's like, "You're just gonna go for a walk?" She says, "Yeah." And then when she leaves, they talk about how this could be
A
a
magical
magical
mistake.
mistake. And Xander says, who would be like dealing with that kind of power?
Willow.
Willow.
Going to blame Willow.
Let's go see that Willow. I mean, it's a natural.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah, I don't blame
That's
him.
fair.
So at Buffy's, Willow is drinking water like crazy, like hydrating like crazy throughout this episode. If you noticed, she's like drinking water all the
She's
time.
just looking rough.
Yeah, she's got all the books out. She's got her computer. She's like trying to like do research.
And you can see, like, even as she's researching, like, there's a book at the end of the table, and she goes to like use magic to get it, and she's like, "Wait, no, right, I can't do that."
Yeah, it like starts to like
Yeah.
wobble, and then she
Yeah.
like stops herself. She's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I almost used magic." It's because it's a reflex at this
Yeah, of
point.
course. Yeah.
So then Xander comes in and he's like, "Do you want to tell me anything?" She's like, "I didn't mean to." Like he
Because
thinks
she's
he
thinking
thinks
about
that he saw the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, "We just need to fix it." And she's like, "Fix it?" Like, and then they kind of realize that Xander thinks that he turned Buffy invisible.
And
That
Willow
her
gets
thing went wrong.
pretty upset.
She gets defensive and everything,
Yeah.
which, like, you know, I don't really. Come on, I mean, like he's done it. She's done it to everybody. Like some things happen to everybody.
And I mean, what else would explain? This would just easily explain things too.
Yeah. Oh, she's like, "Oh, so I'm going to get blamed for everything that happens without even like asking me if I did it." And he's like, "Well, if you say you didn't do it, that's fine." But then she gets mad and like takes off.
She goes for a walk too.
Yeah, everybody's going for a cool off walk. Yeah. Bitch. And so at the trio's lair, Andrew, Jonathan, and Warren are, well, not really Warren, but Andrew and Jonathan are worried about that they turned Buffy invisible.
Yeah.
They're like, the only thing worse than a Slayer is an invisible Slayer.
That's true.
Which also, Xander mentioned earlier, it's like, why would someone do it to her on purpose, like an enemy? Because that makes her even more powerful and like deadly, because nobody can see her.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense. So they're worried.
Also trying to fix the gun
about it, trying to fix it. Yeah, they're so worried about it. They're worried about it. Her at the park, Buffy is living life.
She's having so much fun with the invisibility thing.
Yeah, she's helping the helpless by taking this woman's studded cap and throwing it in the trash.
That's so mean.
And this woman's like, "Oh my God, my hat just flew off my head and like went into the trash." And she runs off crazed. She sees a parking enforcement guy and like steal the cop or whatever and steals it.
That's a big thing.
I don't know. She's doing God's work, I think, in all these cases. So she steals his little go-kart and takes off. And then she ends up in front of the social services office.
Yeah.
So she's going to pay Doris a visit. So she makes Doris feel like she's crazy. Doris is like doing her paperwork and everything, and she keeps moving her coffee cup.
Yep.
And Doris is like, "What? I put it there. Now it's over here. Now it's over here." And then it's on top of her computer. And she starts hearing like, "Kill, Doris, kill, kill." And she's like, "Who's saying that?" And her coworkers are starting to look at her like, "What are you talking about?
With you?
Yeah, what's going on?" And she gets up to go to the bathroom to like wash her face, like, put some cold water on her face. Take a break.
And Buffy finds Dawn's file.
While she's gone, she's looking for Dawn's file and is typing it at the computer. And if you look to the left of the keyboard, you see all the strings being pulled to like make
I didn't notice that.
the keyboard go by itself.
Right.
And then you see a hand. You definitely see a hand at the bottom, like moving the. We could just be explained, not the strings, but like maybe the hand. No, that doesn't make sense because Buffy would be able to see her hand on the keyboard too. I said maybe because since Buffy's POV, she can see herself, but no, she can't. yeah, so there's a bit sloppy
That's funny.
there. Bit
Totally didn't
sloppy.
catch that.
Yeah. So then she starts typing. And then Doris comes back out. Her boss is like, "Oh, I have a minute if you want to talk about like Dawn Summers' case."
Mm-hmm.
So she picks up the file, gives it to her, gives it to him, and it says just in the whole like there's pages and pages and pages of all work makes Doris a dull
Adult
girl,
girl.
which is a like nod to The Shining.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the best books ever.
I don't think I've ever read the book. I know I've seen the movie, but I can't remember if I've read the book.
Mm.
Um, and she says, "It wasn't me, it was the voice."
It made my coffee dance.
It made my coffee, and it told me to. Of course, she's not going to say kill everyone.
Yeah, she had
And
to
he's
stop
like,
herself.
"What did it make? What did it tell you to say?" Nothing. Nothing. He's like, "Why don't you go home for the day? Like you need to rest, and we'll reassign your cases, and we'll have someone read you the Summers interview." So Buffy gets a second chance
Thank
at
God.
this. Yeah. So they take her off the case. She's like, "I'm not crazy." And Buffy's like, "Ha ha ha," and leaves. And then on the street, Xander and Willow run into each other because they kind of like figure out. Buffy told Xander where she went invisible, and Willow is
Willow's
defensive,
like,
saying, "I just figured it out from what you told me about Buffy getting
yeah.
her hair cut.
And she's
I didn't
like
use magic."
spray painting things?
Yeah,
That was
so
such a genius idea.
yeah. So she's discovered the dumpster and a few other things that got hit in the crossfire,
Yeah.
and she found some black paint on the fire hydrant.
Yeah, so it's
And
like
he says,
the Phantom van. Black
yeah,
van.
this van that's been like stalking Buffy.
Mm-hmm.
And she also finds like a tread, like a skid mark on the ground from the van. And he's like, "Well, how do you know it wasn't there? Like that could have been anybody." And she says, "Obviously somebody sped out of here and then hit the fire hydrant because it was already invisible."
Yeah.
So she sees that she got like black paint off of the fire hydrant. So she's gathering some clues the old fashioned Scooby way.
And she's so smart. Like, I wouldn't have thought of doing this stuff.
Yeah. And Xander trips over something and she spray paints it, and it's a cone.
Mm-hmm.
And she's, "Okay, you take this back to the magic box and you and Anya try to use this as like a clue or whatever to figure out like what's going on." So I'm like, "Yeah, where is Buffy, by the way? Where is she?"
Yeah.
She's on to her next stop in her day of
Her
fun.
next fun
Yeah.
activity.
So she's at Spike's watching, well, we don't know that. It's at Spike's watching TV. They're talking about blood. "Oh, the blood on the TV." So he's like, "Sounds good." He gets up to goes to the fridge, takes some blood out.
Blood drink.
Yeah, and then he gets distracted because he hears he sees the door open. Nobody's there.
And then the
So he
TV
comes
turns
back.
off.
Yeah, except for the TV's already off. We see the TV. It's off.
Oh.
And then we hear it go off. And then
totally
he looks
don't notice any of this stuff. Okay.
Totally off. Like this episode, as far as continuity, was pretty sloppy, I gotta say.
Okay. Not for us newbies.
And then he's like, "Oh, a ghost! Oh, ghost! Like, get out of here! Go haunt the living! Like, I'm already dead." And then he gets like thrown up against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
His shirt gets ripped open. Yeah, it gets ripped open, and he's like, "Buffy?"
Yeah.
And then she's like, "I told you to stop trying to see me. Like, this doesn't count because he can't see her."
Oh, okay.
And then she just like grabs him. So at the magic box, Anya and Xander, this is all they've done this season, is sit in the magic box and do research.
That's true. Yeah.
I feel like that's all they've done. And then, sing in their pajamas. But they're doing research, can't find anything as usual. And Anya touches the cone and it like dissolves like in her hand. So it like turns into like pudding.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh no,
like, ew, gross." But then
the same thing that is happening to this cone could happen to Buffy. This is like serious, so we better get a hold of Buffy too, because this could kill her. So at the lair, Warren says that Buffy will fade away. He's like said that she got hit with a bunch of radiation, so he knows what's going to happen, and it will just like destroy her, like she'll die. And the Jonathan and Andrew are really against that. They're like, "No, we can't kill her. We never agreed to kill people."
Lex Luthor doesn't kill Superman.
Yeah, like he just wants to take over Gotham City. He doesn't actually kill Superman. But to Warren's point, he's like, it's because it's Superman's book. That's why he never kills him. But yeah, they're not okay with killing Buffy. Yeah. So Jonathan says, as soon as this is fixed, we are going to find her and we are going to turn her back. Yeah. Like, we're not doing that. So Jonathan and Warren agrees, and Jonathan are like, yes, okay, like we got things back on track here.
Warren's kind of the worst.
He is. Okay, so back at Spike's, Xander comes into Spike's house, like crypt, and it's like mess. So he goes downstairs and he hears like grunting and stuff, and he comes up on Spike, kind of like on the bed, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm doing exercises," and he's like pretending to do push-ups,
And you
and
can hear Buffy.
she's like, "Ah!" And he's like, "Okay." And I'm looking for Buffy. Haven't seen her. Haven't seen her. Don't know her. So he's just like, "Hey, yeah, I'm just exercising naked in my bed. Yeah, no problem." And he says, "I put Xander is so stupid. I feel like he really should have put two and two together here. But I guess it's just such an
He would
outrageous."
never, he doesn't want to think that.
Like that's true.
I get
That's
it.
true. That's true. And then Buffy is like messing with Spike as he's talking
Yep.
to
She's trying to like,
Xander. You
yeah.
can see his like earlobe moving, and he's like, "Oh, good." And then he's like trying to like shove her off, like get away because he's messing with him. And then he's like, "Oh yeah, if I see Buffy, I'll let her know that you're looking for her." And he's like, "When you're done with your exercises." Yep. And he's like trying to bat her away. And then he leaves, and Buffy said, he's like, "What are you doing?" And she says, he had no idea I was here. And she's like very like la 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 la. He's like, "You're enjoying this way too much, like
Yeah.
being invisible." She's like, "I feel free.
Yeah.
Free of everything, free of life." And he's like, "Yeah, that's like another word like for dead. Like you're enjoying this too much. Like at some point they're gonna turn you back and you're gonna have to like face things." And she says, "Oh, I thought this is what you wanted." And he says basically that he wants her to leave.
Mm-hmm.
That if he can't have all of her, basically he doesn't want this.
Yeah, which is fair.
And then he looks down and says, "Hey, that's cheating." Yeah, enough said about that. All right. So at the espresso pump, different kind of pump that's happening. Willow is drinking more water. She's at like the community like computer
Library. Yeah,
right.
she's using a computer.
It's at the coffee.
Okay, so she's using an old-fashioned computer to do some D&B research.
Yeah, and yeah, she's looking up stuff, trying to resist because it's like loading, like the progress
and
bar.
She's getting so impatient.
Yeah, she's like putting her hand up to it, and she's like, "Don't do it." And then thankfully it finishes, and she's like, "Oh, so relieved." So she finds the address of the van. She writes it down, and then Buffy's walking the street, kicking a can, really upset that Spike kicked her out. She's like, "What? Am I living in a bizarre land? He kicked me out." Like, right? He kicked me out. Like, how bizarre is that? Like, that's crazy.
How dare.
When he wants to tell me that, like, he's the only one that's there for me, and we're birds of a bloody feather, and all this. Like, it's rude. They kicked me out. And then she comes home, and Dawn comes in, like, sneaks in, it seems. And she's like, "Oh, look at, I'm floating pizza." And Dawn is really freaked out.
She is very upset. She's not a fan.
Why aren't you taking this seriously? Like, why aren't you helping?
Why aren't you trying to figure out what's going on?
Yeah, that Anya and Xander are like, why are you just like being so blasé? And then she gets mad at Buffy and storms off. And Buffy's like, wait, like, I'm sorry. But she's like, oh, okay, kind of messed that up. And then she sees a message on the machine, plays it, and it's Xander saying, like, "Where are you? Like, this thing, like, if we don't turn you back, like, you're just gonna like fade away. You're gonna dissolve or fade away. Like, it's gonna kill you." And she's like, "Wow." Bad news, dude. Bad news. All right, so then we see Willow go to the address. We see that in the driveway that the van is under a tarp. So she's like, found it.
Yeah.
She sneaks into the basement and finds like all these like
the loser layer.
The loser layer.
That's what I'm calling
That's
it.
good. Yeah. Finds all the plans for the ray, the invisibility ray. So she's looking at she's looking at everything, and then they grab her. So they've all been turned invisible, and so they grab her, and they like duct tape her mouth because we see them pick the duct tape up. So Buffy is about to head out to find Xander. So she's like, "Okay, I have to take this seriously now." But then the phone rings. She picks it up and it's Jonathan saying, he doesn't say it's Jonathan, but she's like, you sound familiar because she knows Jonathan.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, hey, we have your friend Willow. And if you don't come to the, like, meet us, you know, whatever, like, she's our hostage. You better come meet us. And she says, oh, you sound familiar. He's like, I'm a person you don't know. And then they meet at an arcade, which is very fitting, I feel like.
Yeah.
And Willow is like kind of just standing there, and Buffy comes up. It's like, where are they? She's like, well, Warren says, there's lots of us. She's like, there's only 3 of them, Buffy, but I can't be for sure. But I think there's only 3 of them. And he's like, yeah, we're all here. And then he like looks over, and you can like see the joysticks of like a game going because Jonathan and Andrew are playing the game. They're like, oh, sorry, we didn't see that she arrived. They run back over. And he says, oh, we're going to turn you back. Buffy, we're going to turn you back. And she's like, well, why would you do that? And I'm not really sure when we get a good answer. But he's like, just hold up the thing from the, what is that called? That game, the air hockey.
Oh,
the
yeah.
puck, the air hockey thing. And by the way, I have somewhere to aim. So she holds it up, and then Willow looks at the like, controls because she got a good look at the thing, the blueprints and stuff, and says that actually it's like to accelerate and not like redo,
It's like on the wrong setting. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's actually trying to kill her.
Why? Like, why?
Because he's evil. He's like a nutcase. And of course, when Jonathan and Andrew hear this, they're mad. Because that was not what they said. They said they wanted to turn Buffy back. They did not want to kill her. And then Buffy, you know, disarms them.
Fights them. Yep.
Yeah, so this is an invisible fight, which is really funny because the camera's like moving, but there's nobody there.
Yeah.
But you could like see the like things move. Like people are hearing things, they're looking. Andrew gets thrown on top. We don't know it's Andrew at the time. Gets thrown on top of one of the pinball machines and it shatters. It was kind of fun. It was like dramatic music, but they were looking at nothing. It was funny. Willow crawls over to the gun. She did get knocked out by the gun. And Willow crawls over there and like fixes the settings. And then she starts turning everyone back.
Yeah.
Back to normal. And then she's like, Jonathan! Like she recognized him immediately. And she's like, Warren! And then she's like, who are you? To Andrew. And he's like, I'm Tucker's brother. And he's, oh, okay, Tucker's brother. Yeah, we know Tucker's brother. And then Jonathan's like, you know, we'll get you next time, Slayer. And he like throws like a little smoke bomb. And they try to get out the door, but the door is locked. So the smoke clears and he's still trying to get out.
Still there. Yeah.
Yeah. But then like the security comes in and then they turn around and they did get back. They did get out the door. So they take off. And then Willow's like, oh my God, Buffy. And she's like, yeah, that was crazy, wasn't it? She's like, your hair, it's adorable.
Right. I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Willow and Buffy are sitting out on the curb outside of the place, I'm assuming, the arcade. And Willow's like, Buffy says, how did you do all this, Willow? Like another like, testing the waters there. And she says, I did it the hard old fashioned way, the way that makes my head hurt. My head hurt, my feet hurt.
Ache.
Yeah, like it was hard. I don't know how I did it.
She got through the day.
And she's like, but you did get through the day.
Yeah.
And she's like, how are you doing with like being invisible? And she's like, yeah, it didn't work out too well taking this like this crazy vacation from my life. Like I freaked on out. But when Xander told me that it could kill me, I didn't want to die for the first time since she came back.
Yeah.
She's like, it wasn't too long ago and I would have welcomed it. But for the first time, I didn't want to die. I don't want to die. And that's something. It's a big something.
Huge, yeah, actually.
It's a big something. And so they're both like, yeah, we both made like good steps today. She didn't really do well on the Spike front, but you know, they're both made baby steps today. And they're both like, yeah, they're like, I know it's not exactly the same, but they're both like going through things opposite together.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
kind
for
of
sure.
parallel together. And they're like, yay.
They're not excited.
They're not like really feeling it for themselves, but acknowledging it anyway.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. So that's the end of the episode. They kind of just like, yeah, yay for us. Yeah. Yay for us. All right. And so my favorite quote was something that I have it here. Hold on. Quotes. Okay, is when Doris is over and Buffy says, "That's Willow. She kind of lives here too." And Doris says, "Oh, you live with another woman." And Buffy says, "Oh, it's not a gay thing, you know. I mean, well, she's gay, but we don't gay. Not that there's anything wrong with. Oh, I know what that looks like. I swear it's not. What it looks like. It's magic weed. It's not mine." It just
Word
lose this
vomit.
whole losing control. I thought that was funny. From
That's a good
one thing
line.
after another, it just goes and goes and goes. And so, like, it was hard to pick a favorite scene, but I feel like I did pick the one at the end, even though it was kind of
Hmm.
not, wasn't like really deep,
Yeah.
but they did like
It was
get
in a
somewhere.
way.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a big deal, but they like didn't make it a big deal for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it showed that Buffy and Willow are maybe coming out of stuff, starting to anyway.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, they're just kind of comparing notes, I guess, which is a big deal. So yeah, I just picked that scene.
Nice. My favorite line was when Spike walks in the beginning and he's like smoking and she's like, "Oh, I just found myself out for a stroll in the neighborhood." And Buffy's like, "You couldn't find a less flammable time of day to stroll."
Yeah,
That was really funny. And
it's
then
true.
my favorite line was, or favorite scene was the same as yours. Just at the end, like, yeah, you're right. I guess it's not deep, but it's just like I like the acknowledgement that they had. Like they
Yeah,
both, like for Willow, she made it through the day spell free. That's a big first step. And
yeah,
Buffy realized, yeah, she doesn't want to fade away. She doesn't want to die. Like that's pretty cool too.
yeah,
She realizes she's
yeah,
happier. So that was cool.
yeah. All right, so I give this episode a 4.5
Okay.
stakes. I didn't put that many notes, honestly,
Yeah.
but I put mostly about Buffy and Willow dealing.
Yeah.
Willow was dealing the whole time. Buffy was kind of doing the opposite, but
Buffy took a
they
little
both,
vacation.
yeah, they kind of like diverged in their coping mechanisms in
Yeah.
this episode, but they came together at the end, like both coming with realizations that
Yeah.
Willow's like, I can do this. I made it a day. And then Buffy's like, oh, I don't want to die. Like, I do want to stay, like, and live. So those are big realizations that they had at the same time. But I didn't put a lot of notes here. Yeah, that's basically all I had to say about it.
Yeah, I didn't I actually gave it the same spike rating as you.
Oh, okay.
4.5 spike rating, stake rating. Wow.
It's okay.
But yeah, not a lot to say about this episode. I was sad about the social services visit because that sucks. But
Yeah.
hopefully she can, well, I guess we'll see what happens with that, but hopefully she gets another chance at least. Yeah, I like how Buffy and Willow they're figuring their stuff out this episode. Like you said, both very differently. But I liked how Buffy kind of like, maybe she needed a bit of time to just have fun. Like maybe it wasn't the most opportune time to do it, but like she just got a little bit of a break. She has way too much stuff going on. So,
Hmm.
that's cool. And then at the end of the episode, she realized, okay, crap, I don't actually want to be invisible. I don't want to fade away. I don't want, so that was a good recognition for her.
When she thought, well, I don't know how harmless. If she thought it was harmless,
Yeah, exactly.
it was
And she
all
did think it was
fine.
harmless. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I guess but I mean, the fact that she didn't know how she was going to turn back, but
Yeah.
didn't know there
Yeah.
was like a time limit on how long she could be
Yeah.
invisible.
I mean, in all fairness, like, what is she going to do? Like, totally freak out about it, like everything else that's going on? So it was like, I think it was a fair reaction.
Yeah. And I think when she knew that it was serious,
Then she
like,
got serious.
snapped out of it.
Exactly.
So
I think
yeah,
that was
no, I
fine.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought it was a pretty good episode overall.
Yeah. It was a little bit of like a more normal Buffy episode.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Definitely not so much dark. The only thing that bothered me is I'm over the trio. So over them.
Yeah.
The only thing that was cool about the episode is I did actually like the whole Buffy going invisible thing. I thought that was kind of cute. I thought it was like a fun plot thing. And had it not been for them, I guess it wouldn't have happened. But I'm really over them. I don't.
Well, now they're at least out. Like they know who they are.
Mhm.
So that's
so annoying.
A step forward. Okay. That was gone. Our next episode is called Double Meat Palace.
Such a weird name.
Very. Okay. So your question is, what body part does Buffy find at her new job?
A foot?
We'll go with that. A foot. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that wraps up season 6, episode 11, Gone. Again, you can find us on all major podcast apps, YouTube and Instagram at One Girl and All the World Pod. You can also email us at onegirlpod@gmail.com. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week with season 6, episode 12, Double Meat Palace. So here real soon.
Bye.